I believe I'm live. Aloha, sisters. It's your girl Dev here, founder of New Earth Sisterhood, and rooting you all on during this now moment to really allow the medicine of whatever you're going through be something that you don't take for granted, whatever it is. I am acknowledging that I've been pretty silent in the group, and that's okay. I'm okay with that. I just would love to reaffirm my gratitude for each of you being here in this space. If you are compelled by this vision of birthing the new earth in your life through your heart center, through your great work, through the way you be, simply just being in the world and being fully you and fully allowing the fullness of who you are meant to be and who you are to be authentically expressed in every moment is, to me, our inherent purpose. So, along that line, in support of that, I would love to offer a gift today of a card from the Mother Mary Oracle. And the sun is shining on Alana Fairchild's deck. Maybe you've seen it before. Let me know if you are familiar with Alana Fairchild's decks. I have a couple of them now. And I just reunited with this deck. It was in my storage space in Kona. So now that I have it again, this morning was the first time I opened it in a really long time. And I pulled two cards, number 11 and number 33. And I'm going to share number 33, which is Our Lady of Radiant Grace. And perhaps this will provide you some support and encouragement and reflection of just all of your beauty. And her deck's descriptions go on for a few pages, so this is not going to be a short and sweet message, but prayerfully you will stay on or come back to listen to the whole thing, and I'll do my best to read it while keeping the card. So, Our Lady of Radiant Grace. The descent of my grace changes everything. Your body, your mind, and your soul are brought to life in new ways, and freedom opens up to you. Can you release your familiarity with and attachment to old ways of being? Can you release your expectation of enslavement and control? You are my child. When you place your trust in me, I allow no one to harm you, no thing to confine your spirit. You are free to live wildly and expansively. There shall be no prison for your soul, beloved of mine. Your soul shall be in love with the earth and fly free. So, a little bit of a side note. This is a perfect card for you if you are on the precipice of something more expansive for yourself, more in tune with your authentic truth, something that may bring up a feeling of fear, excitement, anxiety, or even this thought form of uncertainty. So, hopefully, the plane that just decided to fly by is okay audio wise. Wow, that's a big plane. So, yes, this card is definitely in support of you on the path of expansion, of deepening into your own personal power, your own creative power. This has been a theme that I've been focusing on since early 2021 with my word for last year, which was sovereignty. And then I created the Sovereign Creatrix membership club to really have a way for me and anyone who feels compelled by this idea of sovereignty to make it a commitment, a personal commitment to play in the realm of what it means to be personally sovereign. So I'm going to continue on. Like an animal that has been wounded and must learn to release aggression and distrust, in order to know love and tenderness, we too must learn how to trust again and again. The nature of modern culture is that it tries to kill the soul and break the spirit. We are pushed and prodded into fitting into stereotypes, humbled into believing we are not enough just as we are, and manipulated into believing we must buy our way into status in order to have worth. The body is humiliated by comparisons and judgment, and the spirit is derided by beliefs that if you cannot see it or touch it physically, then it isn't real. You aren't in the, quote, real world if you believe in spiritual matters. And you're delusional and naive if you aim to live from love rather than from scarcity, power games, or fear. This is part of the test of being human. We are born to rise above these humiliations and disparagements, to become stronger than them, wiser than them. In doing so, we help to liberate others as well, showing the way, a more authentic and healing way to live. We were born not to fear our bodies and deny our spirits, but to love the earth and fly with the wings of the Holy Mother's grace. Even with powerful and marvelous wings upon our back and the perfect current in the air through which to soar into freedom and exhilaration, if we do not trust enough to leave, all that comes to nothing. To live in our divine destiny, which is so much nobler, more compassionate, rich, emotionally, creative, and rebellious than modern culture would have us believe, we need to trust. We need to trust that we are enough, that we are worthy of receiving. This is not some misplaced cause or sense of entitlement or belief that the world owes us, or that the suffering of others only matters, if at all, when we have our own needs met. The spiritual grace of the Holy Mother does not revolve around immature tantrums of thwarted egos. The ability to receive what this oracle speaks of requires the genuine, heart-centered realization that the divine lives and breathes as us and wants to come into full expression through all that we are, unique talents and quirky visions included. For this trust to manifest and for us to be freed from self-imposed prisons that would lock us into fearful doubt and confusion, we need the radiant grace of Our Lady. The radiant grace is sunlight cutting through cloud and illuminating the earth in golden light. That grace is the joyful grasp that erupts from your lips when you witness a spontaneous, beautiful moment in the natural world. That is the grace that lifts us. We see that door on the cage we once believed ourselves to be locked within is not actually locked at all. That grace is the chutzpah we need to kick the door open and dare to step outside. It is the Divine Mother standing on the other side of the unblocked cage door that we have just kicked open, beckoning us to join her. She stands there in a lush field of wildflowers, hair blowing in the wind, calling to us. She says, "Come here, beloved of mine. Step into this wild world with me. We have so much to share together and with the rest of the world. Let's go rattle some cages. Freedom awaits, my children." This oracle comes to you at a time when, whether you are conscious of it or not, a greater spiritual embodiment is upon you. This will take great courage to accept. You will not necessarily feel in control or understand some of the changes in relationships and life circumstances that happen as a result of this greater divine presence manifesting within your being. These changes are manifesting through the Mother's grace, allowing for you to be free. Remember that freedom does not mean being alone. Freedom comes with a sense of living your destiny without obstruction. That will include having a deep and connected relationship that feeds and nourishes the soul. Allow the Mother to flow into your heart and be with you as you trust what is unfolding now through her radiant grace. So there's a healing process and an affirmation for each of these cards in this particular deck by Alana Fairchild. And the images, by the way, are by my maestra, my painting intentional creativity teacher, Shiloh Sophia. Isn't that gorgeous? Oh, there we are. Yeah, so beautiful. And there's a baby, and the woman is Mary crowned in all her glory. So feel free now, if you're still with me for this part of the process, which will probably be about a few minutes more, to just visualize and close your eyes and go within, if that feels okay to you, for the healing process. Feel the dark red earth beneath your feet. Feels solid and supportive. A warm breeze moves about your body, and the light is golden. You sense Mother Mary standing beside you, dressed in red. She has red robes on, and they are flecked with gold. She smiles at you as though you are her oldest friend, and passes you the edge of her thick red cape. The cape is heavy and strong, and as you hold it, the warm breeze turns into a strong wind. Together, you run like children and leap into the air, lifted and free. Stay with the sensation for as long as it feels good for you to do. When you are ready, your feet gently touch the ground once more. The rich red earth beneath your feet feels solid and supported. Finish this healing process with this affirmation, saying aloud, preferably 3 times. The radiant grace of the Holy Mother Mary lives within my heart, freeing my body and soul to thrive. I now open to the fulfillment of my spiritual destiny through her grace. The radiant grace of the Holy Mother Mary lives within my heart, freeing my body and soul to thrive. I now open to the fulfillment of my spiritual destiny through her grace. The radiant grace of the Holy Mother Mary lives within my heart, freeing my body and soul to thrive. I now open to the fulfillment of my spiritual destiny through her grace. And with that, I will complete today's share. Just to let you know, I am doing 365-day commitment and a joyous dance with being visible on my socials, which includes this group. So if you would like to join me for this was inspired by a sister in this group. Her name is Aurora Light, also known as Casey, and she is an amazing New Earth visionary woman, coach, and she actually has her own certification program. She teaches light language. She's an amazing soul sister, and she had mentioned in one of her most recent emails to her list, which I'm a member of. I highly recommend you get on her list. She's just such a dear light. If you resonate with any of this. And she just announced she was doing a 365-day live challenge or commitment of her own, and invited anyone to join her. So I'm officially joining her in my own way, and I will be going live in various places. I'm not going to say, oh, I'll be live here or there. It'll either be in any of my groups, free or paid. This one is the free community group, New Earth Sisterhood, or my personal page, just my profile page, or Instagram or YouTube. So I'm gonna do Creatrix Choice just every day for the next 364 days, because yesterday was day 1 for me. I will be going live and sharing my heart. So have a beautiful day. Happy New Now to you. Be sure to watch from the beginning if you missed the card reading that I just did from this beautiful Mother Mary Oracle deck. And I love you. And yeah, I'll be tuning in more in this space and probably having some opportunities for us to gather in real time shortly. Mwah.